Hello, everyone, and welcome to my page, Messages from Venus. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day wherever you guys are. This is a client reading. This is the Let's Recall reading, and this is a reading that I use. Whatever cards that I feel fit is for this for the reading. Most of the time, it's usually oracle cards. But this is a past life reading for those of you that are interested. Excuse the noise in the background. They're doing construction in my building, so. And of course, it would be around this time, early in the morning, right? Early in the morning, connected to the gods. So before I chose the cards, I was thinking about, okay, I put myself in the space where I was thinking about what cards to use for your reading, and tried to connect and tap into these energies. As you know, and as most people know that watch my channel and see the readings, it's totally and completely confidential. So I just wanted to remind you guys that, for those of you that want to purchase a reading from her, from her, oh my goodness, from me. So I'm going to get started with the reading. And before that, as you know, I usually tap in with the energy of water, which I already did. And I pulled a few things. So before I get to the actual reading and the messages from the cards. So I did tap in that you do have some sort of Egyptian life that came through. Your soul in and of itself, or the creation of the energy of the essence of who you are, not the human that you are today, or the essence of who you are, is very young. I want to say it's only about no more than 1,000 years old. It's what I want to say. Even though some people say in history that the human history, religious people, they only want to acknowledge 2,000 years, because according to them, their God, or who represents God to them, Jesus Christ, was here 2,000 years ago. So they only acknowledged 2,000 years. But I do feel like your soul was only been created about 1,000 years ago. There is an aspect of your soul from your Egyptian past life wanting to let you know that it's okay, and giving you messages. I'm also going to pull cards from the Fallen Angels Oracle, but it's only because I feel like somewhere along maybe 500 to 600 years ago, I don't know in how many life you've had, but I feel like around that time you were either cursed or hexed, or bewitched by some sort of energy, somebody in the past life, which in turn in this life came back to you as a man. It's in a relationship in this current life that you've either experienced or have experienced, and it's that person trying to amend their wrongdoings in a past life. So that's something that I'm going to pull from this card. I'm also going to pull cards for your present life to help you along the way. Okay, so I'm going to get started with the reading. I'm going to go backwards. Also, I want to mention that there is a lifetime where you were an animal. Everyone has a cycle of life. And you were either a feline, a cat or tiger of some sort of that energy. And you died young, either by the hands of your parents, or you were born into this world for 2.5 seconds, and then or a period of 5 years, and then you passed away. Natural causes, nothing crazy or dramatic. And when I say by the hands of your parents, it's because it's something in their DNA. Like when you were that animal or that feline, that cat, and maybe a bear also. It has something to do with their DNA. They were able to carry you. They were able to produce you. However, something in your DNA did not create itself properly, or there was some sort of mutation in that lifetime in that DNA that didn't allow you to live a full life. And I quote life because technically we are dying. We are not living. We are slowly dying. So we come from the womb to die. So I'm going to start off with the Egyptian life, and then I will walk through it, okay? So let's tap into the energies. And I sense that by the time you watch this section right here, you're going to be a little either disappointed or like nervous to hear what's the situation is with this person that hexed you. So please relax and just try to enjoy the energies that may come, the messages that may come, okay? So okay, so let's see. Are these the cards? Oh, okay. Oh, 3 cards. Okay, so, all right. This card actually was at the tab when I turned the card over. These cards or images don't have any specific message. I'm going to just give you the reading as it is, okay? So with this card, I feel like it wants to tell you that you were dropped here, like your initial soul, you were dropped here from those Egyptian moments and times. It doesn't feel to me that you were any sort of like royalty, like some people connect to like Aset or her sister, Nefertiti, or like Osiris. It just feels like you were probably part of like one of the last pharaohs, and their wives or concubines, either sister or like sister wife. I get the type of a feeling that's where you came from. And they assigned you to like the rights of Nefertiti, who was also assigned to the rights of Aset or Isis. Somewhere along, oh, I'm getting goosebumps. Somewhere along the line, you decided to just move on your own course, and then that's what dropped you from that life or that Egyptian Ethiopian branch of humanity or life. You decided to like just branch out. Your soul decided to branch out, but you did drop into that Egyptian life. That was your first life here on this planet. Not just as a human, as anything, but as a living being. That was your first life, and it was about 1,000 to like 1,500 years ago, is what this is telling me. I also feel like in that life, you were very much like disconnected. You were disconnected emotionally. You had to be very firm. You had to be on your P's and Q's, because I feel like a lot of like people were coming for you. A lot of people that wanted your position because you were very much loved. It's very much a beloved type of a feeling. Just kind of like lets me know you had the keys in that life. I also feel like with these energies, you might have, I'm going to show you the cards. Well, I'll show you this one first because it's one that's talking to me now. You might have had a child. Well, not might have. You had a child and you had the keys to like the pharaoh, the emperor. It was like you weren't the first wife, but the child was very much loved. And he had the energy of like the Scorpion King. But at the same time, there were a lot of scorpions around you due to the fact that you were not the first wife, you were not the first in line, however, had the pharaoh or the king or the emperor, however you want to connect to it, but in this, it's coming out as a pharaoh. wanted to put the child first because you had the keys. I also feel like the god or the goddess that you portrayed or vibrated off of, or were very much connected to, was very much connected to the frequency of the Anunnakis, of the snake reptilian beings, because it's coming here 3 times. 1 in this card, 2, and then 3 in this life. Your child is coming out. Your child from that past life is also coming out and saying that you have to allow things to occur. You have to allow the energies in your life to occur. Don't control them. Just allow them to happen. Because when you don't do that, you stop yourself from living. He's also letting you know not to be too worried, that you have about 3 kings coming up here. You might have had either a miscarriage or will experience a miscarriage that you will not even notice in this lifetime. But he's letting you know there's 3 children, 3 kings, 3 very much masculine energies. Not because they're all going to be men, but because all of your kids are going to be very strong-willed and very much in control of their own life, and they've all been here before, and they've all been your children before. So try to protect that and allow things to happen. Don't push things into a direction that you might fuck yourself over or mess yourself over in the future. So those are the messages that I get from that life. I'm also seeing that you're very much into health. So if you're trying to go into health or trying to go into the aspects of your career that has to do with like social work or health or nursing, that's fantastic for you. You should go ahead and do it. Don't think about it twice, because you'll be absolutely great. I'm going to move forward into any other messages that might come through. I chose this deck for you because it's a very young life. It's a very young life that wants to come out and play and talk. She might have been you in this life as a 7-year-old, or just you in a past life as a 7-year-old. But I feel like it's the 7-year-old you in this life that wants to come out and talk and give you a message. Okay, so okay. So 7-year-old you says, not only is the number 7 important to you, or should be important to you, but you should get initiated in your rights. It is about that time. I'm not quite sure if you're already initiated, but it's about that time that you do so. And you're going to have to do it in many levels. Yes, it's going to take money for you to do. I'm not saying that you should be baptized in Santeria or any specific branch, because I know about this stuff, and I've never once paid for anybody to touch my head or do anything like that. They do it themselves. But you have to be loyal to the process. If you say you're going to do this today, you're going to have to do it today. Don't just say I'm going to do it and then wake up the next day and not do it. You have to be loyal to your own word. And that takes a lot of discipline, yes, but she's saying that it's very well worth it. Even if you're afraid or scared and have a lot of questions to the entities that might come forward, especially like snake beings that aren't even in Google. You can't even Google them. You would have to like connect yourself with them, and connect with their energy. Just don't be afraid, she's saying. And once you get through all of that and you go through all of those ranks and rights, then you'll be ready to be a mommy. That's what she's saying. And she's also saying thank your mommy, or thank mommy, for anything that she might have caused you, any rifts that might have happened between you and your mom, or any maternal being in your life. You have to thank them for that. Be grateful that that's something that you went through and that you experienced with either them or with yourself. I feel like you think that they have like a lack of remorse or a lack of connection of some sort, but it helps you because it's kind of like the mirror of who you were. Because in your past life, like I mentioned before, you were very much emotionally disconnected. And so it's kind of like a way of you talking to yourself. Don't be emotionally connected to people, places, and things that aren't connected to you. Okay? So now I'm going to go to the situation with this individual that came forward, that he hexed you, did something to you, and so now you're experiencing it still in this life, and for some reason or another you cannot get out. So I would like to tap into the reason as to like why he did it. Okay, he did it to be spiteful. He did it because you didn't want to be with him in a past life. He wasn't too handsome for you. It's somebody that you didn't choose. Ooh, you didn't choose him in your past life. And in this life, he was either a religious man, like a Cathar, or some sort of like Knight Templar, a type of a situation. And he was very important, high ranked, and you didn't want him. And so this is the reason why he hexed you. And so what did he do exactly? I mean, we know he hexed you, but I just want to, there you go. There you go. Okay. So we all know that he hexed you using mystery, using alchemy, using all these extraterrestrial, non-human, unseen entity spirits to do it to you. But what he did was that he locked you down. He locked you down. And when you feel confused, it's not that your spirits are confused. It's not that you are confused really yourself. It's those energies confusing you, trying to stop you. Because he's very much in love with you still, let me tell you. He's very much in love, this guy. He didn't know what to do with you because now in this life, he kind of locked himself down with you and doesn't know what to do. And he will prefer to be with somebody else than to lock himself down. But it's because his past life is that mystery, that intensity is calling him. Like, listen, she's supposed to be wrapped up, not you, type of a thing. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Because I feel like this guy is already in your life or back in your life or is like very much present in your life. When he is throwing tantrums, okay, these beautiful deck, but it doesn't really show much to you. When he is throwing tantrums, start praying, because he's very much connected to like the Christian mythology or Christian, I don't know, belief. So start praying, okay? And don't talk back to him. Like, don't want to argue back with him even though you know you're right. Bite your tongue. Bite your tongue because he wants the control. He wants to feel that sense of control. And that entity, that person that he was in the past life is still very much connected to him, okay? And be careful if you are ever in a vehicle with him, in a car with him, and he wants to start giving you father-like lectures like he's accustomed to doing. Yeah. Okay. Don't talk back. Just let it, just don't talk back. You know why? Because he wants to take you with him. Okay. Even in this life, he wants to take you with him. He wants to take it there. Like, he wants to grab you and be next to you in all of your lives. And even though he might not notice it, even though he might not be very much connected to it, he wants to take you there to like the crossroads again. Like, just like, I cannot be without you, but you ain't gonna be with nobody else. And even though I tried to be with other people, you still ain't gonna be happy with anybody else. Take your power back. Take your control back. Now I'm gonna give you some messages and some helpful words to help you get through this situation or anything that's going on in this life. Okay? He's very possessive, this guy. Mind you, he is with someone else. I feel like he's been talking to someone else. Like, he's just like possessive over you. Okay. All right, try to get yourself some baths. Try to get yourself some... Well, first of all, the cards that came up was effort, direction, desiring, and love. Okay. Stop desiring him. Because this is the guy that you're having issues now. Whoever you're having issues now in your love life, this is the psychopath from this Cather's life. Knights Templar, this guy. Freaking, yeah. Psycho. Don't focus on that. The moment that you stop focusing on that is the moment that you take your power back. Just like any other love relationship type of situation would work. The moment that you take your power back is the moment that they are forced by the rules of the universe, by the laws of the universe. They're forced to bow down to you in a sense and not do what you want. You're not gonna bend their will, but they're gonna just relax a little bit. They're not gonna do the crazy reactions anymore. To some people, it might work the other way around, where you don't pay attention to them, they get crazier, they get more anxious, they get more this guy is gonna work the other way. Okay, you want him to relax and you want him to just think straight, at least, and think straight so that he can allow you to think straight. Don't pay attention to him, and then he'll follow the leader, he'll follow the actions. Okay, because he loves you. In your personal life, when it comes to doing things, it's like the 7-year-old you said, okay, stick to it. Stick to the direction that you're going. And this way, finish it and you won't falter. When you start something, finish it. Don't just say, I'm going to do it, and then not do it. Because that's what's burdening you, and that's what's assisting the hexes and evil things from past lives, past experiences to continue to have life, because you're allowing it to happen. Okay? And for whomever else is watching this video, that's what happens. When you allow those things to happen and you don't move forward and you don't progress, those things continue to shadow your life. Otherwise, once you get through that, everything else will fall into place. Everything else will be absolutely amazing, okay? So let's get to work. Start something, finish it. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope that I was able to assist you answering questions. And if you have any other questions, you know where to find me. For the rest of you, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. For those of you that want to book readings, my Etsy shop is in the description box. Bye.